The Square Ball Podcast.
Welcome to the show, brought to you in association with Leeds Solicitors, isn't it, Michael?
Yeah, I had heard that, yeah.
Tell me about a few of your favourite things. Is it diamonds and dresses and rubies and whatever it was?
Conveyancing.
And
probate and wills, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 15% off them.
Yeah, you
For
like
Hey
that?
Monday Club.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's where you go. Listen to that one. There'll be a discount code.
So if you head to that on your video or audio feed, you'll find the 15% discount code for those big three, as we like to call them in the industry. Don't we, Moscowites?
Yeah, and when you've the money that you save, you can put towards buying a proper yellow TSB 2022-23 third shirt in association with Admiral.
It reminds me of that tweet by Limmy, who always saying, I don't know if you've heard Daft Punk, get lucky, it's the sound of the summer. This is the shirt of the summer.
It is the shirt of the summer. Some people did say, why are you bringing out a shirt at the end of the season? It's so you can wear it in summer when it's warm. I don't understand why everybody brings out football shirts in winter, because it's cold. So unless you put them over a hoodie.
Some clubs actually bring them out before the summer holidays. Do you know that? I know that's an alien concept to Leeds. But
We've done it before. Even Macron managed that one, yeah.
Anyway, just to close out the thought on Levi's.
What are their shirts like?
Head over to the Monday Club for the 15% discount at levisolicitors.co.uk/the square ball for you 10% on everything else.
And it's the squareball.net/merch with all the money that you saved.
Look at that.
And maybe the money that they've that their probate processes have given you to, there'll be nothing more than the estate you inherit.
I enjoyed how we
it.
managed to tangle up both those bits of hideous selling at the start.
Well, yeah, it's better to get it all out of the way, isn't it, at once?
We're
not overloading people.
Just trying to make it entertaining for you, because these are the things we have to do to keep this ship afloat.
They're nice shirts, though. It's not like we're trying to sell you something horrible. And also, Levi's are lovely, so it's not like we're sending you to go and talk to a load of
sports shirts too, so you can have a boost and go out for a run in it.
Stop it.
But don't get any Astonished cleaning products on it.
No. I mean, if you don't like the sheet, you can use it as a cloth, can't you? It's some
Rather
polishing.
expensive cloth. Let's do part two of the show now, then. Let's do part two of the show, which is the...
Are we just avoiding talking about this?
What, West Ham? I'm happy to talk about it. Do you know what? I've gone through the cycle of I've had enough, can't take any more, I'm at breaking point. I'm excited by it again now. I don't know what's wrong with me.
That's the footballer Big Sam for you.
I don't know what it is.
Keeping you up at night.
I just think it is because no matter which way you dress it up, you know that you're alive, don't you? These are the games that matter. This is what football's about.
It's just by the end you wish you weren't.
Yeah, I mean, it could all be hideously wrong. I mean, we could close out this game relegated if things go bad this weekend. But I don't know. There's just something. It doesn't feel like it's heading that way. As Phil's been touching on when we've spoken to him on those shows, like it feels like it's angling towards the last day.
He's famously accurate with his predictions.
Phil
very
Hay,
much so.
isn't he? Phil has made a prediction to me off air.
Are we nailed on for staying up?
I'm not going to say what he predicted until after the season has ended, but he made a prediction after we finished recording on Monday, after the mics closed, the cameras went off, all that. He made a prediction to me about how this would go, but I'm not going to chuck him under the bus yet.
Have you written it down, put it in an envelope?
I don't need to, because it's only one of two options, which is either stay up or go down. But it was interesting to hear him call it according to what he felt in his waters. But I'm not going to chuck him under the bus yet. We'll wait until the season is over until we do that. I've got a feeling about how this one is going to go. Probably because I'm trying to view this one through the lens of the football gods now, rather than what might happen in a sort of week-to-week footballing sense. I think the footballing gods will make everybody else that we need to lose this weekend. We'll probably get a draw. It won't quite be enough, but it spins it all round to the last weekend of the season.
I mean, a draw would get us out of the relegation zone, actually.
Would it?
Because if Everton lose, that would put them on minus 25.
Right.
So we would inevitably...
Points.
Our goal difference.
Oh.
And we've scored more goals than them. So that would
scored more goals, so that would push us above them, actually.
That feels very football gods Leedsy, that.
So we'd be, depending on the manner of their defeat, we would be potentially no goals ahead of them, but have scored more, so be in 17th.
Because it would then mean that we would go into the final day needing to get the same result as them. That feels very Leedsy.
It would be like, would it be, so it's come down to goals scored, and it would be like a goal scored off.
Yeah.
Bamford versus Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
If he's not injured, we don't know.
Well, exactly. And you could say that about either of them. So it's like, which one of them can limp into the 6-yard box enough times and just about p-roll the ball over the line and get us there? And I would gladly watch that competition. Let everybody else just stand aside.
I want, for the redemption arc, I want Bamford to score the goal that keeps us up this year.
Yeah.
I really do. Or Rutter to come off the bench, and that's all he does this season.
Meslier.
And everyone can go, £35 million well spent because it's given us another 150 or whatever by
Is it
staying
too
up.
late to get Jean-Kevin Augustin
Yeah.
over for the party?
Yeah, it feels like something along those lines might happen. So we're going in doing fractions and divisions and permutations on the final day, which we will do anyway.
My problem with this weekend's games are that I don't really trust. Well, Wolves are done. They're completely nothing to play for. Can't very unlikely to even finish one place higher than they are. I mean, there is obviously the Football League, FA, FIFA conspiracy against them. But does that extend now? Now they've obviously failed in that conspiracy.
Yeah.
And Wolves have very easily stayed up. And then Arsenal away at Forest. Like, obviously they're a much better team than Forest.
You're trying to talk yourself into a reason why this won't go exactly as it should do. Mate,
But have you seen Arsenal recently?
Yeah, Arsenal are miles better than Forest.
Yeah, of course they are.
miles better than them. And there's huge pressure on Forest in this one as well.
Yep. And why have Arsenal been losing?
Playing good teams
No.
some of the time.
Think again.
Pressure.
Yes. What are they under now?
No pressure.
Yeah,
Exactly.
So they're going to win.
Well, Mikel Arteta is. He's going to the Hague, isn't he? At the end of the season.
Okay, so
And then
as long as they don't check out any of their YouTube channels, there is no pressure on
Firing
them.
squad for Mikel
it's-
Arteta at the end of the season.
It's absolutely set up for Arsenal to just now. It's like, okay, Championship's gone. Now go and show people how you can actually play, and they'll be like, well, we're under no pressure, and it's going to be Aaron Ramsdale scoring 3 goals from 40 yards, and it's just like total party. Odegaard, double hat trick. Eddie Nketiah helping Leeds out.
I mean, I have gone as far as thinking through this, thinking if we were to win 2-0 in this game, because West Ham are currently on -14, we're on -25 goal difference. But you're thinking, well, if there's enough goals in this,
That's a 4-goal swing.
That's a 4-goal swing, and then maybe if we win a couple on the last day, they will lose by a few.
but do you know who they're playing? But do you know who West Ham are playing on the final day? Leicester.
Oh yeah.
So park that idea right now, Mr. Normanton. Just to address 538.com, right, which I've obviously been keeping very loose tabs on for the last 2 years now, and I hate myself for doing so. It's getting shut down soon, I think, isn't it? They defunded it at ESPN.
Big relief.
What's hilarious, so I was looking at what they reckon the permutations are for the final outcome of the season. They reckon, according to their algorithms, that West Ham will get 3 points more from where they are now this season. West Ham's 2 opponents for the remainder of the season are
Us and Leicester.
us and Leicester. 538's algorithm reckons that us and Leicester will both draw our 2 remaining games. So it's predicting that we'll draw against West Ham and Leicester will draw against West Ham. But it's also predicting that West Ham will win a game.
Not possible, is it?
It's not possible.
Stupid
Stupid thing.
Well, who's been the only person promoting this stupid thing?
I've not been promoting it. I've been talking about it.
For no reason. You've been platforming these guys.
Well, they're getting deplatformed soon,
Good.
aren't they?
Get them off.
So there you go. Goes to show how mad it all
The
is.
bookmakers know what they're doing. We're about, nailed on for relegation according to that. I must admit, the odds seem a little bit harsh, I think.
It's because we're in the bottom 3 with 2 games to go. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll swing wildly, won't it? If we get something out of West Ham and move out of the bottom 3 for the final game, it'll swing again.
it's like the likeliest scenario is always that things stay the same.
Yeah.
So
You can get 1,000 to 1 for West Ham to still go down. Imagine that.
It's not going to happen, though, is it?
When we beat them 5-0, it's going to be very much on.
I think so. Those are all the things that aren't in our hands. And I think that there's been a lot of talk about this game and like what mood West Ham will be in after playing AZ Alkmaar, and then what sort of team they'll put out. I think we probably need to forget about all that and just beat them.
Yeah.
There's probably there is an angle there where what happens on Thursday nights, under any circumstances, it means that at kick-off, West Ham will either be a very changed team or a very tired team, maybe a bit of both. And the only thing to do with that is to just try and beat them in the first half hour. I think that was the good thing against Newcastle, is that we started really well and they didn't really have a chance before they scored their penalty, and we could have been 2-0 up by that point. Could have been more, not just I think we were getting close. The penalty obviously is the big one. And then we scored the very good goal that Pat Bamford set up with a beautiful cross with his beautiful right foot. Use it more often, Pat. It's great.
He tried that against Leicester, didn't he? at the far post.
I don't think he used any of his feet. I think he used a third foot that nobody apart from him knew where it was. But he's so he's got a beautiful right foot there to cross for Rodrigo and Luke Ayling to score from. But yeah, just whatever is going on, I hope that the plan on Sunday is batter them in the first half, win the game.
I'd accept that.
Yeah, me too.
Be up for that.
Yeah. So
Because if they are sleepy, then they won't. If they're 2-0 down after half an hour, it'll just be nap time. Then they're not going to come back from that. So.
There is a lot to be said for the element of distraction here, isn't there? In that, if they go out, they might be gutted and disappointed. If they go through into the final, they've got one eye on that. Either way, they should be tired, so we could do with extra time there if possible. Maybe some heartbreaking penalties or some exciting penalties, whichever way around you want to dress it up.
Injuries too. Not big ones. Small ones. Muscle tweaks. Keep you out for the weekend. That's all we need.
Don't want to risk it for the final.
Exactly.
What was the... we need an Icelandic ash cloud as well to close Schiphol.
What, so they have to get a boat home?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
So never mind the football gods that we were talking about before. We now need like sort of the Roman gods, the like Vulcan or whatever it is, or the Greek gods. I'm not sure.
That's Star Trek, isn't it?
I don't know.
Iceland?
Yeah. The god of volcanoes, whoever it is who's in charge of those.
Bjork.
Yes. Right. So yeah, I was going to say earlier this season was, thank God this season's nearly over and these previews can die soon. Earlier this season, 2-2 at Ellen Road. Young lad by the name of Wilfred Gnonto. Not quite first team ready, but came in and scored the first goal.
Great goal too. That little touch with one foot and then smacked it in with his left. Delightful stuff.
I want him to do that again on Sunday.
Yeah, I don't want Pascal Struijk doing this because I got deja vu a couple of times watching these highlights back. Pascal Struijk gives away the same penalty he did at Man City where he just dangles a leg and the player sees it and thinks, might as well have a little jump over that. And then more positively, there is Rodrigo's finish, which is very much like the one against Man City too, where he just gets it in that position on the edge of the box and
hits it hard into the net.
Puts it right into the corner.
He's been listening to you, hasn't he?
So I couldn't really get on board with all the sort of glee that Firpo will be banned for this game because, I thought he actually played all right against Newcastle, apart from the various significant disasters that he played a huge part in. So it's kind of like, apart from those things, he was all right. And the thing with...
You're still thinking about the bad thing.
The thing with Firpo, particularly in the second half of this season, is probably the start of every game. It's a bit of a coin flip. He could either, give away penalties and red cards and stuff, or he could play really well. And I think probably in the situation that we're in, I would have gone with... Basically, if he hadn't been sent off, he would start that game and they'd probably, against West Ham, and there'd probably be an even chance that he's absolutely fine. Whereas Struijk of late has not perhaps been able to contribute even to the level that Junior Firpo has recently. But 2 games to go, we're just going to hope Struijk is fine or whatever the solution is at left back. Maybe it's Verba goes left back, Struijk back in midfield, revisit those glory days.
That is a question then, actually.
Well, it could be Koch could go there and then Forshaw starts in midfield, couldn't it? They could reshuffle it that way.
Yeah, I liked Koch in midfield, though.
I thought he did pretty well there,
Yeah,
actually.
he was really good.
It feels like, given West Ham are sort of noted for being slightly more physical as a team, generally speaking, that he might be a good one to have in there as a bit of a destroyer. I mean,
You think the big sexy pirate would be like right up Sam Street, some big lad running. Like obviously you're going to stick a 6'3" centre half at full back. What else is there to do? So it should work, and if you can get hold of him during the week, during training, and instruct him. But I suppose that was the other side I had. Was in fact, I think I heard it on propaganda. Somebody was saying, "Oh, really like how Big Sam was talking about, telling the players they got to stay on their feet, and it's good hearing that sort of plain speaking." But what Allardyce was saying was that he'd been telling them that all week, and they didn't listen, and it didn't work. So it's kind of like, he tells them all the right things, but then they just fuck up anyway. So it's kind of, it's all very well Big Sam saying good things in press conferences, but he's still trying to get through into the brains of our footballing friends.
Moyes Allardyce is probably the most old school Premier League battle you'll get this season as well, isn't it? I know Deitch is in there as well, but he's not been around as long as either of them two. I feel like Richard Keys will be fully erect for this one.
Oh, absolutely. I love it, won't he?
Good British football men.
Jurassic Park, eh? Jurassic Park and all that.
Hodgson in the director's seats, watching on approvingly.
Hodgson loses points though for going abroad and managing there. He thinks he's too good. He thinks he's being fancy, doesn't he?
Moyes
Going to
went
manage
to Spain. And Allardyce would have done.
He only went uno time though.
Allardyce would have done if Real Madrid or Inter Milan had seen sense.
They'd answered his calls. Well, we know that Jackie likes it down there because he's got the hex on them, because I guess this was probably one of the last few really good days we had when Bielsa was in charge. The 3-2 down there, Jackie hat-trick. And they were like fourth, were they, at the time?
They were fourth.
Right? Wow. And a young lad by the name of Sonny Perkins came on for the final 3 minutes there. So watch this space. Will he be
We scored a great...
deployed?
This is the game we scored a really good disallowed goal as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Bastards. Should still have counted. I know we won. Made no difference, but still.
Final thought on it then. Looking forward to this one? I can't wait now.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because we're getting close to the end that I'm just excited to get it over with, whichever way it goes.
I think it'll be excitement if the Everton and Forest games go the way they should on Saturday. It'll be excitement. If they happen to both win, I'll feel sad.
I just have, last season we were bad. We were better than West Ham. This season we're bad. Drew 2-2 with them at our place. I still have that kind of feeling. I think we might be better than them. I know that the league table has them above us, and they're in the final of the semi-final of the conference and all that kind of stuff. But I just have a feeling that we should be able to beat West Ham. And when you add kind of the ability to what Allardyce has been bringing in terms of cheering them up, well, it's just cheering them up, really, isn't it? That's what he's doing. Then those two things together, hopefully, will just mean, take advantage of the fact that they will be, even under the best case scenarios from their point of view, if they're playing a strong team or whatever, they will be feeling some kind of effects from Thursday night. Blitz them in the first half hour. Maybe don't you? Well, actually,
collapse in the last half hour.
Let's go down there and start talking about the Blitz, because that was they love that as a subject, but it wreaked havoc on their homes.
Do you want to stop talking now?
Yeah, I think so. Before we're on the doodle bugs and all
knees up in a bombed out pond.
Knees up in the underground stations, because we were poor but we were happy.
Get around the old Joanna.
Never saw a banana at 35.
There you go. Part 2 of the show is done and dusted for you. We've got Heroes and Villains. Part 3 coming up for you. Look out for it in your YouTube feed.
The Square Ball Podcast.